And clap, clap. That's not gonna sink. All right, welcome back to another Whiskey Wednesday. I have my special guest, which is not very special anymore because she's gonna be probably here more often than we expected, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
The seat needs to be filled.
Yeah, well, I guess. I'm a one-man show typically, so. But yeah, so we're gonna start it off with a new whiskey that I've never tried before, and I'm very excited. It's Glen Boherty, and the way that I actually came across this Scotch whiskey was I was at Total Wine and Spirits, and the person
meandering around,
and the person working there was following me. I don't know if they trusted me or not. He's like, "Oh, so what are you doing?" Like it seemed a little like quiz, like I don't know. He's definitely judging a little bit, but nevertheless, we started talking. He realized that I liked whiskey, and he said this is some of his favorite whiskey, Scotch whiskey, for the price. So we're gonna crack this open. I'm not a huge fan of Scotches, but if I remember correctly, this is around like $30. Ooh, beautiful color, beautiful color. Sorry, I got distracted there. Put it right next to my face. Kendall's not drinking today. She has to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Woo,
Yep.
It's gonna be a fun one.
She has a long flight ahead of her. But nevertheless, I just need to figure out how to open this. Oh, it's one of those tabs. I don't want this to torture me by sliding up my fingernail. I've done it too many times.
Good.
Oh, there we go. Nice
Austin's
and easy.
pet peeves.
Hit her. My pet peeves. Talk to anybody that was in a prisoner of war camp. Everybody knows that pain.
It smells good.
I like the color off of it. It's like a very cherry whiskey color. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to read off the bottle because that's what I normally do. You know how professional this whiskey show is. It's Glen Fohdry. It's
Good luck with that one.
on Oar. Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. Oak aged, 12 years, non-chill filtered. It has no chill.
No chill.
So let's pour ourselves a bad boy of this.
Bad boy. Go.
Ooh, okay. Let's put the bottle here too so people can respect the label. Okay. The nose is pretty hot, to be honest. There's a bit of heat coming off of this, but...
Do you watch videos on this stuff? How do you know the terminology?
I don't know.
The nose on this one?
Sound like something. All right. So it has a very signature smoky taste with its Scotch, but it's not too bad. No, we never, in this show, we never judge off the first sip. So let's do it again.
What do you taste?
I was kind of just making funny faces. I wasn't
know.
paying attention. Let me do that. We never judge off the second sip either.
Third sip's the charm. Do you need a fourth?
I just like whiskey. I don't think I have a really good judge for it. I mean, it's pretty smooth for a Scotch. It's definitely hot right off the top. Like you're gonna feel it right off the press. Ooh, got some heat to it. But if you want something that's gonna put hair on your chest, I think this is pretty good for a Scotch. It's not overly smoky. It has a good sweetness to it and a lot of heat. So depending on what kind of mood you're in, I think this is a great whiskey for you to kind of dive into as a Scotch. Especially for the price. For the price, this is a pretty good Scotch, I'd say. I'm not like a huge Scotch fan. One of the only other Scotches that I'm drinking are one of the few is Lagavulin 16. Kendall got that for me because I love Parks and Rec, and I think Ron is super cool. But that tasted like I was drinking an ashtray.
Smoky.
Never again. This is nice. Definitely put some hair on your chest.
Is that one smoky? I'll try a sip.
Got to do 2 sips though. Not to pressure you to drink.
That's pretty strong.
You know what your laugh reminds me of? Not that laugh. Okay, so Kendall's laugh literally reminds me of Velma. Wait, is it Velma from Flintstones? No, Betty. Betty from You go, ah.
No.
Yeah, you do. No. You're not going to do it now. Of course she's not going to do it now. What's my laugh like?
I took your laugh on. You know, you become
I don't
the
go,
people you're around. No, you go like,
That's my laugh?
I don't know. You do this one thing. We'll figure it out eventually, but.
She never makes me laugh. We're never going to figure it out.
No, you do it eventually. Like, you do it, and I started picking it up, too, and I started doing it, too. All right, sip number 2. We'll see how this one goes.
Tell me what you think of it for Scotch. I mean, you don't drink any whiskey, so.
I inhaled it. Hold on.
Never inhale.
It's got 2 burns. No, it's tasty. It's got a little bit of like a caramely, vanilla-y aftertaste, but it definitely is a little fiery.
Yeah, there's a little bit of heat off of it.
I have to take a couple more sips to figure out what like order that actually fell in, because I just felt like fire, heat.
It's kind of a punch
caramel.
in the face is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically. Didn't see what was coming first.
Well, so what I say about whiskey, and I know everybody's gonna be different, but if you like whiskey, you can appreciate all different types of whiskey. It's the same thing if like you're in love with film, like you can appreciate all different types of films for what they are. It may not be your favorite genre, but for me, it really just depends on the mood that I'm in. Sometimes I really do want something that's gonna be fiery and hot because I'm like, yeah, I wanna feel it. And other times I just wanna relax and have like a smoother kind of whiskey. So to me, you know, it's really the mood that I'm in. So if you're looking for something a little bit more passionate, I would say, this would be the whiskey to go with. Which reminds me, so this is only like $27. This last weekend, me and Kendall went to this pretty cool bar.
Yeah.
And
Barrel aged.
yeah, so it's near our hometown. And the owner there, I was looking at all the different whiskeys because my whole goal when I go to a bar, especially this one, was really cool. I think they had over like 90, 100 different whiskeys.
That's a lot.
The one of them that caught my eye right away was a 26-year-old whiskey, and I asked the bartender, I was like, "Oh, can I get a taste of that?" And he's like, "We don't really pour tastings of it. It's a $1,000 bottle of whiskey. It's called Old Blowhard." And I said, "All right, no worries." And I didn't want to know how much it was to actually like get a glass of it, because you know some of us are balling on a budget. So I went with 2 other whiskeys, and I started talking to him because I'm sure people come in there and like drink whiskey, but I think he realized after a while that I was pretty into whiskey, and our group was pretty chill. So he randomly just came up to me. He's like, "Hey, so I didn't want you to try it because I don't think it's worth $1,000, and but I didn't want you to have to pay for that because I think you would be let down." And so he poured me a glass of it. He's like, "This is on the house just for you to try because I can see that you like whiskey." And I did try it, and it was super smooth. I'll give it that, but that's all it had to it. And I checked the price later. It's actually $1,400 now for Old Blowhard. And I'm not trying to hate on it. I mean, everybody has their own style. It wasn't like, it wouldn't be something that I'd go to and drink every single day. Obviously, I'm saying if it was free, it wouldn't be even, if it was free and there's other whiskeys, I would pick other whiskeys over that whiskey, even if it was free.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes the price doesn't tell how tasty the whiskey is.
Well, I mean, here's another thing is like, with prices, anybody can make up any price that they want for their whiskey. And apparently, I don't know how true this is. This is what Tatiana told me. With whiskeys and that they're aged, they only have to put a little bit in of that aged barrel to call it 26 years. It doesn't actually have to be the whole thing. I don't know if that's true, so don't base it. This is not factual. None of the things I talk about here are facts, so yeah.
This is beginner whiskey with beginners.
Yeah, beginner whiskey with beginners. I just say I'm passionate about whiskey. This is not like a educational show. I keep saying show, but
but I also feel like being passionate about it is a great place to be because you're super inquisitive and you're trying a bunch of different things versus like someone who is a well-seasoned veteran of whiskey. They're probably only drinking one thing.
That's true. What do you think? I have a question for you. So what do you think of my whiskey collection and I mean, you don't have to call it an addiction per se, but what do you think about my new hobby?
So when we moved into our current home, there was a shelving unit and it had 2 shelves on it, and we put a couple bottles of wine that we had from family as gifts on the shelf, And Austin had 2 bottles of whiskey at that point. He's like, I want to fill this shelf with whiskey. I want to really become a whiskey connoisseur. I was like, okay, babe, do it. That shelf is filled to the brim with whiskey. And there's even more underneath in the cabinet. There's probably at least 60 whiskeys in there. Maybe 40. 40 to 60 whiskeys in there. And that's like the amount that's a normal bar.
Yeah, actually more than most bars, I'd say. Probably like a whiskey bar
especially
or like a unique bar.
High-end whiskeys. It's not like you have Jim Beam up there. You don't have like things that are barrel or what's it called? Well cocktail kind of mixes and things like that. So yeah, it has definitely become an extreme collection.
I said recently I think I'm going to stop buying whiskey for a bit.
Yeah.
I think we can do the show for at least 3 years before I run out of new whiskeys.
Yeah,
but,
we have so much to share.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sometimes when you overdo like passion projects, it starts to get out of hand. So I might slow it down. I mean, I love whiskey. It gives me a smile, but
slow it down. We went to Total Wine and More because he just wanted to peruse, and he comes out with 6 bottles of whiskey. 6.
What are you supposed to do with success, Kendall?
Oh,
You're just supposed to sit back on your laurels and not spend your money?
No, but we don't even have people over to enjoy that whiskey with. We have to come on TV and share with people.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
It's not a fun fact. I don't know why I said that.
Not.
What are we going to do when there's a zombie apocalypse? You're going to go around and probably the only things that are going to be left is Jack Daniels, which shoot me in the head then. I'm over the zombie apocalypse. But I'm trying to say is we're set.
No, because when the zombie apocalypse comes, you want to raid the grocery stores and get all the whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, as long as nobody else thinks of that idea, I'm going to Total Wine and More and taking everything.
Okay, what's your second stop on your zombie shopping list?
Well, I mean, we probably need guns. We got a baseball bat, but, you know, it's like this big. I use it for a video.
I'd probably get a boat.
A boat?
I'd go find
What
a
about
boat.
swimming zombies? Have you ever thought about that?
I don't think
That'd be
zombies
scary.
will swim.
I don't know. If there's a will, there's a way. It's called evolution.
It might take a little while.
Yeah.
Oh.
I tell Kendall all the time, and this is a really sad thought, is I kind of dream of a zombie apocalypse happening just because I'm looking down the whiskey aisle and I'm like, I want to try all these. And the only way in my life that I'm ever going to get to try every whiskey is if shit goes down and I get to rate it. But I figure by that time, people are already rating everything.
By that time, you'll probably have tried all the whiskeys by the rate that you're going, buying 6 at the store a week.
Yeah, but I still haven't even tried all the bottles that we brought home.
Yeah, I know. This is the problem.
So I bought this really expensive one. I'm going to have to bring it out eventually, but it's called Hill Rock. I heard all these great reviews about it. I should have read it a little bit closer. It's good whiskey, don't get me wrong, but super let down because it has cinnamon taste in it, and I just can't do cinnamon. Anything with a hint of cinnamon literally reminds me of Fireball, and I can't do Fireball whatsoever.
No, I don't think it's good either.
Yeah, well,
super sweet too.
Fireball?
Super sweet.
Well, I wasn't saying Fireball was good. I just drank too much Fireball in college, so.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No thanks.
All right, Kendall.
Yeah.
So it's a special week coming up.
Oh, the most special week. It's Austin's birthday week.
You guys can guess how old I am. Please, if you say something mean in the comments, I'm just gonna be hurt and not want to celebrate my birthday. So guess young. I'll give you guys a hint.
No, don't. Let them guess.
I'm in my teens.
Good.
Start guessing.
Oh my gosh. So what do you want for your birthday?
Nothing, honestly. There's nothing. I don't know. I feel like as you get older, there's like nothing in life. I don't know. I mean, it's different.
Depressing.
What?
Don't sound depressing.
There's nothing in life that I want. So I don't know.
Wow.
I have everything that I want. I have a beautiful fiance that I'm about to marry. Mm-hmm. We have no children, so that's a plus. I got everything that I need. And my collection of whiskey.
A puppy. We definitely need a puppy eventually.
We're talking about getting a dog, but we do live in a small apartment. Mm-hmm. And the dog that we're looking at is a Samoyed. I pronounced it right?
Yeah, big fluffy white guy.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like a mix between a Pomeranian and a wolf.
Sure.
Like a fluffy wolf.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah, they're pretty cute. We were looking at a Burmese mountain dog, but I guess they shed. I think both shed a lot.
Yeah,
but
they both do.
I don't know. So somehow we landed on the Samoyed because that's what Kendall wants, and we do what Kendall wants.
I
Otherwise,
like the fluffy ones. The fluffy ones are better.
yeah. If anybody knows where to get a Samoyed, hit us up because we've been looking.
We're looking.
And apparently all the websites that we're going on look like they're made in the, like, when dial-up was made. And I don't know.
So old
I'm
and
like, do you
outdated.
not know that Wix is a thing now? I don't get it. This is not a plug for Wix either. I don't get it. They literally are like where it's like a bunch of open space and then a picture in a box and then like words that are written in like some kind of
Times
Gothic,
New Roman.
Gothic italic,
Yeah.
and then like a number, and then that's it.
And it doesn't help that all the years are like 1999, 1997. This is our available puppies, and then 2013 is the last updated date. And I was like, I don't think they're still doing puppies.
Probably not.
But I don't know. We'll find our pup someday soon. So, what do you want to do for your birthday?
Well, we gotta actually.
Should we talk about birthdays past?
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. Okay. What was your favorite birthday that you've had?
This isn't about me. I haven't had any good ones. I want to talk about your birthday.
That's hurtful.
Okay,
I've done a lot of
my
nice things for your
favorite-
birthday. You literally said last year was your favorite birthday that you've ever had and felt so special. But then apparently because I do one shoot on her birthday, now she won't let that go and be like, you worked on my birthday. I'm sorry. That was a bad
Made me
idea.
work on my birthday. Oh my gosh. Planned a shoot around my birthday.
I didn't purposely.
You brought all the gear.
I brought the gear because, when hay rains, make sun shine.
Oh my goodness.
That's not a-
Okay,
that's
we'll
not
talk
the
about
quote.
my favorite birthdays of Austin's past.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to talk about.
I don't know. I don't think you've been at all my favorite birthdays.
I've planned all your favorite birthdays.
Did you ever plan my giant slide jump house?
Are you gonna say that's your favorite? I will
pretty
stop
fun.
planning your birthdays.
Or you can just get one of those next time.
Maybe if you're lucky. Oh my
I
gosh.
used to, even when I was a teenager, because I would organize it and I'd call in for the jump house slides, but they're for like little kids, and I wanted to have them as a party. Like we had this like 32-foot. Found the biggest one. I called all around
You
on the
would.
phone book and found the biggest one. I think I was like 16 or whatever, and I had to pretend like I was an adult calling for my child because they didn't want to rent it to like adults or older. I mean, we weren't adults, but older kids to like break them.
Oh.
So like the whole thought process was like I was calling for my child to get it, and then like we'd all hide as my dad would like sign for it and put it up, and then we do it, and we'd just be jumping off the roof onto it, and be like, and then we'd deflate it, and then everybody get trapped in there. Good times. Then we had the trampoline. Then somebody got hurt. I think somebody broke their arm on my birthday one year.
Sounds possible. I see it.
It's good birthdays.
Well, my favorite birthday of yours was when I planned your surf to snowboard birthday.
That was actually pretty memorable.
That one was a great one. I took so much time, effort, and planning on my part to create that. But basically what happened was I booked a whole day of adventures for Austin because he wanted to do from ocean all the way up to mountaintop. So what we did was I rented bikes for him and his buddies, and all three of them mountain biked down to the ocean.
Yeah, so I used to live in Santa Cruz, and I was about 15 minutes in the mountains from 15-minute drive from the ocean. Mm-hmm. So we took Highway 9. I don't know if anybody of you guys know Santa Cruz and Felton area. So we took the mountain bikes from Felton all the way through Highway 9 into the ocean, and then we met up with you.
And then
right?
I met them there. I grabbed their bikes, put them back in the truck, and then I had surfboards ready for them. So then they got their wetsuits on, and all the while this was a scavenger hunt kind of clue-ridden adventure day for Austin. So he had no idea what we were doing. I mean, he probably had an inkling, but he really had no idea that I planned all this for him. So, but he caught on pretty fast when he realized what we were doing. But they went out and surfed. Had a miserable time.
I kind of caught a wave. I don't actually surf. It's really funny, actually, because I grew up in Santa Cruz my whole entire life. And when I was 20 years old, I finally took up my godmother. She got me surfing lessons. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to the surf instructor there, and he said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "From here." And he's like, "Wait, what?"
and you don't know how to surf.
Well, it's not my fault. It is
It's not my fault.
But I mean, if you don't grow up around people. I grew up playing sports my entire life, so I didn't know anybody that surfed.
That and you grew up 15 minutes in the mountains. That's super far away from the water.
We're mountain folks. I lived on a farm. It's so funny because literally I went to school in Santa Cruz, which is about 15 minutes away, but there was a closer school in the mountains, and they literally thought all of us that lived in Felton area were like rednecks. And I'm like, rednecks in California that are 15 minutes from the beach. But that was like their thought of rednecks was us in the mountains or whatever.
It's funny.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, they surfed, and then I handed them bicycles and skateboards, and so they electric skateboarded to the brunch spot where he was met by his puppy Ryder. We all had brunch with his family. It was super fun. Then they got in the car again, and we drove up to Sacramento, and we went to a whiskey bar. They had some whiskey tasting, had some lunch, and then we went up to Tahoe, and they snowboarded, night snowboarding, and
it was fun.
Had a blast. I forgot, I started the day with breakfast burritos, and I make bomb breakfast burritos, so that was a good surprise.
I don't know if I
as
ate
well.
mine, though, to be fair. I can't eat really
you
early
did.
in the morning. Different time, different Austin, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't eat early in the morning. I don't know what's up with that. So the reason why Kendall did that is because since I was young, due to some unfortunate circumstances in my life, I created this whole bucket list thing of all these different things I wanted to try so I wouldn't be missing out on life. And one of the things was I wanted to do this surf to snowboard in one day thing that I heard, but we also wanted to make it a little bit more hectic.
Hectic for Kendall to plan.
My favorite, I think, like bucket list birthday event that I've done. So this year we're doing a bucket list birthday thing too, but I'll talk about that in a second. But my favorite was actually the year before when we took drift trikes down Lombard Street.
Yep, that was fun too.
That was wild. So we got I bought some, I don't know where I came up with this idea. Actually, I think I did it back in college where we first came up with the idea. But not Lombard Street. I got these adult drift trikes that slide pretty much on anything. You try to turn and you're drifting. And I bought 2 of them, and I convinced my brother and a few other people to come, and we actually filmed it. And there's obviously there's people crowding around anyways, like a lot of tourists and stuff because it's Lombard Street, but we were just racing them down there. And the incline is so steep, and it's brick, so you're just sliding. Like if you don't brake with your feet, you can get hurt. Did you do it once?
No, I didn't. It was really scary.
It was so much fun. It was honestly, it was wild, and it's like one of those things that probably you can never really do or get away with too much anymore. Actually, I feel like you can get away with anything in San Francisco right now, but nevertheless, it's one of those things that, as you get older, is not going to be a thing. And me and Kendall were just talking about this, of how cool it is, because one day I get to look back and tell my kids, and they're like, "Well, you used to do that back when you were younger," and make it sound like we were in like some Wild West times or something. But it was so much fun. I might have some clips that I can show you guys that I'll play right now, but we were flying down there. It was a wild time. Yeah, those things flew, just shooting them down Lombard Street, trying to turn and drift. I want to do that again, but I want to get like a whole bunch of people, and it doesn't have to be Lombard Street, just somewhere. Like start at the top of a mountain road. But the problem is if a car's come the other way, if a car's come the other way, you can kind of turn, but like you can't like turn out of the way fast because you just skid out. So,
yeah, we got to get a closed course for that one.
Closecourse.com.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a really fun birthday too.
But this birthday, where are we going?
Oh yeah, this birthday we're heading out to Utah, Park City, Utah. We're gonna go bobsledding.
Yeah, so it's been on my bucket list. My bucket list makes no sense. It's ever changing, but I have hundreds of things on there, and it's just whatever whim that I feel. And we're gonna go bobsledding. I've never been. We're gonna go down I think it's the actual track that they used for the Olympic bobsledding back in whenever it was at Park City. But I heard it's wild from some people. I assume that we don't steer or brake. We probably just run and hop in, or we probably sit in there. They probably don't even have like the push to start for us. They probably just have us sit in there. I'm just assuming like logistically, they're not going to obviously have us steer the bobsled. Yeah, we'd probably die. But yeah, no, I'm excited. We're actually going to vlog it, hopefully, with my new GoPro that we got. Not sponsored yet again. Never sponsored. We don't take sponsors.
We don't.
And why don't we take sponsors, Kendall?
Sponsors suck.
Amen. No, I don't like sponsors. The problem with sponsors is everybody's trying to sell you something, right? And a lot of the stuff that people are trying to sell is never really that good. And it also brings this like whole consumer mentality to like you're always having to buy new gear. And I don't really respect that because I myself got caught up in that at one point, and I just don't think it's very fair for me to be pushing items that I would never use or believe in. And so if I ever do sponsor anything, the reality is I'm only sponsoring it because I used it beforehand before they actually asked me to sponsor it, or it's an item that I truly believe in. I've had plenty of people reach out to me. I think I get sponsors every single day that I turn down, but like I've had ones that reached out to me, I agreed upon it, and then I declined it as I started using the product and stuff like that. Because it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of leaned towards I don't take sponsors anymore, just because I just think it's immoral of me to take money for something that I don't believe in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so.
I support you for it.
Thanks, babes.
It's better to be happy.
Be happy and poor.
That's how we live. Just kidding.
I spent all my money on whiskey. Not sponsored, but this video is brought to you by Glen Fohdry. 12 years is better than 11.
That's good.
What was that laugh? That was definitely
laugh.
not Betty.
It was a pity laugh.
That was not a pity laugh.
Oh, it was real? How would you know?
Because you think I'm hilarious?
Oh, you're so funny. So funny. Oh my gosh. Well, how's that tasting? Is it growing on you?
I mean, Scotch. It's not my stomach. I was like, what?
That's my stomach. Sorry. I don't think the audio picked that up.
I'm pretty sure I picked it up.
No!
That was loud. Okay, so you wanted to ask me some questions.
I have nothing prepared.
I'm putting her on the spot. She loves to be prepared with life. And the problem is that life isn't about being prepared, Kendall.
Yeah, just like you throwing that box at me today.
Oh my gosh. She makes it sound like I'm abusive.
We were picking up packages because we don't have a front of a house to have packages sent to. And
you told me it was romantic when I first did that.
When we first started dating, we would go to the grocery store and we would be walking around like the produce area. He'd grab an apple and be like, "Think fast, Kendall," and throw it at me. And I was like,
throw it at her, throw it towards her to catch.
Okay, well, I had to actually think fast.
I wasn't Randy Johnson on the freaking...
No, but I've never expected anyone to throw fruit at me in a grocery store at our age.
And you like told me a year ago.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
cute.
that was one of the things that I thought was
like,
made you so special. So today I had an Amazon box. I'm like, Kendall, catch. She had plenty of time. She's looking at it. She's like, no. I'm like, no, catch. And then she's like, why would you throw that at me?
It was heavy and I bruised from it. Right there.
Where?
Right there.
You're literally pointing at nothing.
It hurt. It was heavy. It was a corner of a box. It's not a piece of fruit.
Do you not have a brace for a catch?
How are you supposed to...
Drop with
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's watch you pop, lock, and drop it again.
That was for other reasons, so we're not talking about it.
Okay, so Austin wanted to ask me some questions.
What is your least favorite attribute about me?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's hard to think about. I can only think about the good ones.
That was the biggest BS answer I've ever heard in my life.
When you finish your food or anything. Oh, it's been bugging me. You have a fuzz on you too.
Well, your hair was in your mouth.
I know it was. When you're finished eating or grabbing something, you go like this on the ground. And I'm like, we don't live in a barn.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So like if you use your hands and touch something dirty, like we'll be in the kitchen and then you'll be like onto the floor so that it drops on the floor, not on your plate or on something else. And I'm like, huh.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, you want to hear my least favorite?
I didn't set this up.
Well, now I'm feeling insulted.
Okay, go for it.
Somebody is just amazing for who they
Yeah,
are.
that's what I thought. Somebody won't get fed breakfast tomorrow if they say anything mean.
I cooked myself breakfast, first off.
That's lunch.
I don't have breakfast. It is my lunch, breakfast. Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Kendall hates violent things.
Where are we going with this?
Now that you've been kind of watching over my shoulder Game of Thrones, what do you think about it?
Talking about Game of Thrones.
That's all I know right now.
I know. I literally have told everybody that you're starting to talk like the characters in the show.
I'm trying to convince Kendall for our wedding that we take the vows of Game of Thrones. Okay, let's practice. Ready? Father, mother, son, crone, maiden,
stranger. Right. You don't even know it.
Stranger.
I am hers and he is mine.
I am hers and she is mine forever until the end of the time.
End of time.
End of time.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
I think we should do it. I told her that we should, because it's not actually a legitimate wedding that we're having, because we're having it in a different country.
I don't know why you keep saying that. We're getting married,
yeah,
you
but
dork.
I mean, that's not like, it doesn't have to be anything official.
It's a celebration of love.
Exactly, so why not have fun with it?
We're going to have fun with it, but we don't want to just throw in random things.
I think
we're going to just be like, okay, now everyone stand up and do the Macarena.
Yeah, and if everybody doesn't do it, then this wedding isn't official.
Off. I said I wanted salmon. I said it 4 times.
It'd be great.
Awesome.
We can change the words, but we still do it, and I think it'd be dope.
We'll create something completely different.
Yeah,
you can think it'll be spun off.
I don't know why. I feel like I'm like, guess what music we're gonna use? Like anybody's gonna respond, like Dora. That's right.
Can you say delicioso?
It's like, who's she looking at? We watched Dora the Explorer, like not the cartoon, but the movie, the live action movie. It's actually pretty funny.
I liked it.
It's good for parents.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I thought it was funny.
It's like, who's she looking at?
Who is she talking to?
It's like, she'll grow out of that. I thought that was funny.
Can you say delicioso?
There's that one actor that I feel like is in a lot of movies. The guy that's in Acapulco. He's the bad guy in it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of stuff recently. He's in that one boat one too.
He's also like in the one of where he's like the lover.
This is so helpful for people.
You guys know.
That's the boat one. Overboard.
No, he's in the new Overboard. Why is he like a sexy love interest? I have not figured this one out. No offense to him.
Isn't the other star Adam Sandler in that one?
An Overboard?
Yeah.
So it's Adam Sandler and some dude, and they're both in love?
I don't remember. I think. No, it's Anna Faris, right?
Oh, I hate Anna Faris.
I know you do.
I don't know what it is about her. She just bothers me. And also, I like Chris Pratt a lot better, so.
I don't think they left on bad terms.
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
You always stick with your bros.
Okay.
No matter what.
All right.
So, Game of Thrones?
No, definitely not.
Why?
I'll find something better.
Who's my favorite character in Game of Thrones?
I will plan this on my own.
Who's my favorite character in Game of Thrones?
Tyrion. I don't know. I have no idea.
The Imp?
Yeah.
No. I told you.
Jon Snow?
I like Jon Snow, but who's my favorite character in Game of Thrones? I told you why, and we can't say it on camera, but who's my favorite character?
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about.
Who?
The Mountain.
No.
The Hound.
Correct.
Okay, four tries. I got it right.
The Hound is my favorite character in Game of Thrones for reasons unbeknownst.
Unsaid.
Yeah. I just think he's badass.
Yeah.
And funny. But, okay. So what is the most violent show that you do like?
None. Does Greatest British Baking Show count? They get pretty snarky sometimes.
I hate that show.
I love that show. It's my favorite show in the world.
Should we be getting married?
I don't know. It seems kind of odd. We agree on all the other shows. We watch everything together.
All right. So let's play a game that I like.
3, 2, 1. What's it called? That game that you have to like...
No.
Oh.
No.
Odds?
We're already failing at this because we weren't thinking the same thing. All right. So me and Kendall played this game before, but I like this one. If you had to fight... She hates this. If you had to fight a bunch of 12-year-olds, how many 12-year-olds do you think you could fight before you're overtaken?
2.
You think you could only take on 2 12-year-olds?
12? I'm about as big as a 12-year-old, especially if they're boys.
I think I'd take on like 8. I'd grab one of them by the ankles and swing him around like a tomahawk, I think I'd take on 8.
I can't pick up anyone else. I can barely pick myself up.
Well, centrifugal force, if you swing around a little kid, I mean, it's a pretty good weapon. I don't know. I mean, like, realistically, how many...
A heavy bag of water and bones.
Okay, how many babies do you think you could fight to the death before? I'd like 1,000, maybe, before they overrun you? Like, if they're crawling on top of you.
What about cats?
They'd claw you? I don't know. I'd say like 25 cats. You think I'd do more?
So do they go down right when you hit them? Is that how it works? Or are they like zombies where they can get back up if they feel like it?
I mean, they can get back up if you don't punch them hard enough. But if you punch them hard enough, they're not getting back up. I don't know. I've never punched a cat, so I don't know how well it bounces back. Same with a 12-year-old. I've never punched a 12-year-old, but...
I'm glad to hear this. Let's see what YouTube says about this video.
I don't know. Okay, so, I mean, you just got to think about it realistically. So
realistically, let's think about it realistically, like if this really
they're all coming
happened.
at you at the same time because they're not organized. Yeah. Okay. So I could probably like take on like about 5 of you, probably. I just have to punch one hard enough and then turn to the next one.
This beautiful face. You punched
Kendall,
this beautiful face.
If this was a scenario where I was at life and death, and
If I was a zombie,
attacked,
Kendall,
yeah, but like regular strength and human reaction
and no
time,
weapons.
I think I'd take 5 of you.
No weapons.
How many do you think you could take?
I can't even take one of you, so that's not a funny question.
Okay, so cats.
If it's a tickle fight, I'm going down. Like, I'm not even the ticklish one. I'm going down. It's not even a question.
Okay, so cats though.
I can't hurt an animal.
Okay, imagine that they were zombie
Faceless cats.
Imagine if they're hairless cats.
I'd feel so bad.
You can punch a lot
I
of
feel
hairless
bad
cats.
for cucumbers that are left alone at the grocery store, okay?
Okay, Kendall, you gotta look the other way for a second. They're zombie cats trying to kill you. Trying to strangle you with their little cat paws.
That's so cute.
Cat paws and claws. No, they're sharp.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Cats versus Dogs? You know those evil ones?
Do I want to see violence?
Cats versus Dogs?
I don't know. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound
The
good.
movie from Nickelodeon back in the day.
No, I've never heard of that.
And then they have like the ninja cats that come in and they poop on the carpet to blame the dog. And the dog, you've never seen this movie. You thought this was gonna be a violent movie?
I don't know.
They're
what
like
it is.
spies. The dogs are spies and the cats
Is it
are spies.
cartoon?
No, it's a real live action.
Oh, I have seen that movie.
And then
It's
ninja
around
cats,
the same time as that.
And then they cough up the
house that
hairball like weapons or
attacks
whatever.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, the smart house.
yeah. It's around
I
that time.
always wanted that house.
Me too, until it went crazy and psycho. Didn't it fall in love with somebody?
The dad?
Yeah. And it got
course.
angry or something.
I don't know. I think we're just making up a story now.
New storyline. Let's film it.
All right. So, babies? How many? Just ballpark. I think I could take on.
I'm wearing boots.
I think I'd take on like 80. Did I change my number? Did I have a different number earlier?
I think you said 80 before.
Because like, what if they like crawled on top of you? Like, eventually they'd suffocate you with that many babies.
Yeah.
You don't get any weapons too. No weapons.
Boots?
What?
Can I wear boots?
I guess. What do you think, you're gonna kick them harder?
Yeah.
You're just gonna step on all of
If I'm
them?
gonna wear flip flops, that's not gonna do much.
Like, I don't feel bad punching them, but you're gonna squish them with your boot? That's
Don't
disgusting.
do this, you jerk.
Okay, so how many?
I don't know. Maybe like 20?
20 babies?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Like, what's your thought process?
My
Like,
thought
what's-
process is I'm over this question. I don't get it. I have nothing else to add to it.
How many wacky waveable, if you were stuck in a room,
Oh my god, that
how
one's
many
hard.
wacky waveable inflatable tube men do you think you could take? No knives. I don't know how hard they're
No
gonna find.
knives.
No knives. I know some of you guys. You haven't grown out your fingernails for this. Like, if you turn those on and you're in a small room, smaller than this, maybe like from this table to there, do you think like 10 before they kill you? They beat you senseless?
Do they have a mind of their own? Can they see your pain?
No, but I'm like, think about like when they blow up like a balloon, like you're getting suffocated if there's enough of them, enough to fill a room.
Yeah, so enough to fill a room is how much I can take,
And you're gonna punch them and they don't feel anything.
and they never go down.
They die. They
What
don't
if
get
I
tired.
plug them all?
You can't reach the plugs. So how are you gonna survive? What is your first? I'll bite them
I guess you could tear them.
with your teeth. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how thick they are.
I grab them by the head and just rip them
If
open.
they're like really thick, like those like those like
Rip
inflatable.
the arms off of
Have
them.
you ever been to like a sports game and they have like any kind of sports game and they have like those inflatable things and like they're really strong. You can't knock them over. It's
Nylon?
like really thick.
Yeah, that or it's like what they make flags with.
Yeah.
That stuff's thick.
Yeah.
Like the way that it's braided and woven.
No, not flags. I'm thinking the thicker stuff. It's like smooth.
No,
plastic.
yeah, I know. Like sports flags.
I don't know.
Like
I
soccer
know.
flags and stuff.
Yeah, they're just made out of regular flag material.
No.
Yeah.
The like almost like plastic leathery kind.
Yeah, maybe. So how many would kill you?
A room full.
That's very big. I think I could take on 3. 4 might be too much.
You could definitely take on more than 3. Did you see how slow they go? They're like.
Thanks, babe.
You could take
Abuse.
one of those down easily. You just be like, okay, you first, done. If you're doing 3,
How you think you can like tie them?
cut them off the swords.
Or like one chases you
Cut them
and you
off.
run across and they tie
They
it
don't
into each other.
follow you.
These ones could.
Oh my god. No, you tie them off with
How
swords.
many zombies could you take?
We just went over this with humans. I could take none.
Can I punch a zombie in the face?
I can't punch you in the face.
Ooh. What if you had if you could have one weapon to fight against zombies, what would it be?
I'm laughing because I was thinking about Wonder Woman's like lasso. I was like, that would not be it.
You're gonna have the zombies
Tell
tell
me
the
the
truth.
truth. Who is your leader? Who is the source of the zombies? Zombies. What weapon would I want? Like a superhero weapon? Is that what you said, or actual weapon?
Just any kind of weapon. Not a fake weapon, it has to be a real weapon.
I'd probably have one of the Batmobile tanks.
Instead of a real weapon. You can have a regular tank.
Okay, I want a tank.
Okay, but here's some thought process that goes into that. Every time you need gas, where are you gonna get gas? Pour it. I think those things get like 5 miles a gallon.
I'm not going far.
Just gonna live in it.
Yeah,
never
go
eat.
forward and back, reverse.
You know, drive into the grocery store, drive out.
What about you? What do you want?
Where are you gonna go to the restroom in your tank?
I'm gonna have to figure that out when I
There
get
might be a
there.
drop hatch in there. Like you
Probably,
look up.
like I did when I was on the train.
You just have to be careful that no zombies come up while you're pooping and get you, take you down.
Only poop in the daytime.
Kind of like alligators in Florida that come out of toilets.
They do.
I think that's a thing.
Baby ones or big ones? Because toilets aren't that big.
I don't think it's a big one.
I was gonna say
think
they have
there's-
to be like little
I
lizard
don't know if this
size.
is real. Somebody might want to fill us in on this, but I think there's alligators. I was just say zombies that come out of toilets. Ooh, what
Okay, what about you? What do you want? What weapon?
What weapon?
For
I mean, a tank
zombies.
seems not really like a weapon. It seems more like a vehicle.
Fine, a sword. What else do I get?
You want a
Guns.
sword?
You're gonna say, oh, where are you gonna get more ammo if you have a gun?
You have to think about those kind of things.
Okay, so then what's yours?
Have you not prepared for a zombie apocalypse
No,
in your head?
no.
I have.
Okay. What are you gonna get then? You obviously don't know the answer to this. Whiskey. You're gonna be the drunk of the town.
The town?
The last
Yeah, but
man
it's always a
standing.
drunk guy that like, why is he still around? That like kind of survives till the end because he just wants to make you mad in the movie. Alright.
And then he gets eaten.
Yeah, but at least I got to last that long. Last longer than most
Let's
people.
try all the whiskeys.
I don't
try.
think so. Here's my thing with like the whole zombie apocalypse, and they like, oh, these zombies would take over. There's so many people with guns in the United States. I just don't think it'd be a very realistic thing that a bunch of people would get it, unless it's airborne, or the zombies are like World War Z,
What's that?
the ones that like run super fast and they climb on top of each other. You never seen that movie? Brad Pitt.
Do
Brad
I
Pitt?
look like I would see that
You
movie?
like Brad Pitt?
No, not that much.
Hmm.
Not enough to see.
Older ladies like him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember my mom loved Johnny Depp. I was like,
Tiny hands? Mr. Tiny hands?
I don't know what his hands look like,
I don't know.
but like he wears makeup.
Yeah, he's cool as a pirate, but he's not like crush worthy.
So romantic.
So romantic. He's a drunk.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But World War Z, they run super fast. Like they're like superhuman. I don't know. That's a good question. What kind of weapon? Probably something, maybe like a katana. Chop them right in half. It's like one of the sharpest swords. Samurai sword.
I said sword, and you're like, you get a sword?
Have you ever used a sword?
Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Have you ever used a sword?
To open champagne bottles.
Oh my goodness.
I sword fought my brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were there.
I know.
During my sister's wedding,
What
we
about-
sword fought.
Yeah. What about a machete? You get too close.
Machete.
Too
These
close.
are too dull, I feel like.
I don't know, to cut open coconuts. It's like bone,
Yeah, if you hack at it, don't you want to just chop right through a zombie?
I guess.
Ooh. What about
Ooh.
what about like a sword that turns on fire or gets really hot, so it just
You
slices
said
like butter?
real life.
Well, now I'm going fake life.
Well, I'm gonna get a lightsaber then.
Oh, that would work really.
Yeah, I know, right?
Lightsaber would be good.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where we're going with this story.
That was a good question.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
Zombies are my favorite.
50
One day I'm gonna 53 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so should we wrap this up then?
Yeah.
Well, our time is up, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed our shorter Whiskey Wednesday of me and Kendall just arguing with each other.
Austin, super short chill.
Thank you guys, and until next time, cheers.
Cheers.